Okay, guys, we have Northern Isles here. Fantastic map. I haven't seen it in Team Game ever, I think. But you start with the transport ship, which means that even though you're on separate islands, no crossings, you could theoretically pull off a Lithuanian's instant rush on this map because you start with the transport ship. So that's pretty pretty epic. You could use them for scouting as well. That's probably what the main purpose of the players or the transport ship will be for the players in the beginning. And of course you could also use a transport ship to transport over to the enemy side to gain some scouting intel as well. Considering there aren't any land crossings, this will involve naval play, maybe heavy, maybe not so much. But of course you want to get to the middle for consistent gold and stone access later on. So it is Triple T versus Mid-Elo Legends. I know Scuba Steve has some pretty good hybrid and water map build orders down. So with the standard 6 on sheep, of course, and then moving to wood. I've heard Scuba Steve say he has build orders for only 4 villagers on wood for these naval hybrid maps, but it's more commonly seen to see 5 builders on wood, then move to the 1 builder to the dock, and then bring in the boar, or the other way around. I don't remember. The boars seem kind of far away, by the way. They're all the way up here for Scuba Steve, at least. While for Sunset Fire, it's closer. Yeah, yeah. I guess the spawn varies a bit. I guess in theory you could transport builders over and lane boars as well, because laning is allowed in the 3v3 lane. Alright, let's introduce the Sieves here while we're at it. Breman with the Japanese here. The Japanese fishing ships, they work more efficiently, they work faster. So that's one reason alone to choose them for naval maps. You also save some wood because of your resource drop of points costing only 50 wood. So technically you don't even need to push in the deer because you could also drop a second mill without losing too much wood. Looks like the players start with a hut here as well that provides some population space, so you'll be having even less of wood struggles here. 5 on wood, as mentioned, for these naval maps to be able to sustain fishing production more easily. I guess the Japanese in theory could get by it 4 low. So Shibito Brain with the transport ship here, maybe trying to block the villager building the dock or something. But yeah, Japanese here probably going to play a naval role. They could easily pull off a landing as well though with their because of the wood savings and stuff. Scuba Steve is wondering if the map might be bugged, but the boars are over here. They're strangely far away though, which I mean, there's should be a maximum tiles for the boars to spawn, so maybe that's a bit off on this map, but they are there, so technically it isn't bugged. They are accessible, you just need to move far out to find them. In the green, we have Dvai with the Dravidians here. Dravidians pocket, in fact. And Dravidians, as mentioned in the previous cast, if anyone was watching, it's they get 200 wood upon reaching the next age, which makes it much easier to either speed up your early ship's production or to drop another dock or extend your fish boom. Lots of things you can do with that wood. Could even justify a landing play with the Dravidians, but they have such abundance of naval bonuses with the wood and their unique ship in the Imperial Age as well, the Firishtai or whatever it's called, that will deal nicely with galleys play. Scuba Steve with the Byzantines here, he has faster firing fire galleys and also cheaper Imperial Age, 2 significant bonuses for naval maps. Very open tech tree, lots of options for the Byzantines to dominate in the late game as well. Sunset Fire with the Berbers. Berbers might associate with cavalry spam on land, cheaper cavalry in the Castle Age and Imperial Ages. But they also have faster moving builders and ships, so Berbers a decent way around naval maps when it comes to naval fighting. Nixishin with the Koreans as the pocket here. Turtle ships comes to mind, of course, with the Koreans for situational uses. Otherwise, we have, yeah, they also have the war wagons and archers for land play, which gets the defense upgrades instantly. And finally, Shibito Brain with the Aztecs, which is definitely an off pick for a naval map. And as you might imagine, Shibito Brain is going for the landing play with the Aztecs here, dropping a forward barracks. But Brevan is on point as well, sees that barracks going up. I wonder if are we actually going to see Aztecs Eagles here? Probably not. But yeah, only one on gold. Could still be men-at-arms because Aztecs start with 50 extra gold. Or just straight for the archers. Okay, one spearman. Maybe for scouting purposes as well. And then ranges. Okay, it could be good aggression here. But Brevan will need to adapt and depend on his little home island here. Delaying the range a little bit here. Second range coming from Shibito Brain as well. Whereas Nixishin is also going for... No, wait, they start with the transport ship. Never mind. Nixishin is going for the galleys. Maybe to either help out Brevan with some cover fire or just to contest the fish of the opposing players here. We'll see where Nixishin is headed as we move about here. Scuba Steve, unsurprisingly, making the fire galleys because that's Byzantine's... playing into the Byzantines' strength with the fast firing fire galleys, of course. I found the horses of the fire. Yeah, certainly upsetting Scuba Steve's opening plays here. Not finding the boars. They spawned really far out, so a rough game for the Byzantines player here. I'm also not sure if it should count as a bug, honestly. Shibito Brain with the forward tower here to deny 2 golds. That's a beautiful tower. There's a third gold in the back there that needs to be scouted as well, of course, but a mix of archers, spears, and now towers here. Let's see how Brevan reacts to this. Brevan can keep this off. Dvai also losing some eco units here as Nixishin is pushing with galleys. And this is fascinating to me because Triple T's home map was not Northern Isles, it was in fact Land Madness. Tower gets denied though, good reaction by Brevan there, the land armies of Shibito Brain not in too dangerous numbers just yet either, and fletching is in, however, so and that's not the case for Brevan, so the archers of the Aztecs player should be at an advantage here. Did not succeed in getting the tower up though, which is a bit unfortunate, but all 3 landing builders still alive, and we're still feeling the archers here as well. Good aggression. In the meantime, Dvai and Nixishin, the 2 pockets, they are fighting each other with galleys, whereas Dvai is actually going Castle Age here, where Nixishin extended to Age, lots of galleys, Dvai going Castle Age with much less army, but will have that next age power spike at least. Sunset Fire has gone for a landing with the transport ship as well, going for some snipes on Scuba Steve's economy. Scuba Steve admittedly with a very rough start, having the boars so far away as well, but decided to play on, and again, I'm not really sure if it should be counted as a bug or not. So Dwy has transitioned into complete land play here, has 2 ranges as well, has the blacksmith and fletching in. Dravidians player, Dwy, with War Galley coming in here, and with that wood bonus, all the Dravidians might be able to either produce more units more easily or afford town centers, of course. Yeah, extending into economy here, going to go for a boom advantage over the other pocket, which is Nixijin. Not wasting any time here either, actually landing on his teammate's island to provide some siege weapons to defend here. Maybe just a few scorpions would be alright here. Good defensive tower by Dwy as Brevan as well. It does keep the aggression out. However, some eco losses have been taken here. Brevan has lost 12 villagers, Dwy has lost 7. Will be compensating, of course, with the castle age and the additional town centers, but still significant losses for the early game. Scuba Steve, however, contesting the naval situation here, exploiting the fact that Triple T went for the landing approach. So there's still potential for medieval legends to fight their way back here, I'd say. The eco advantage isn't that huge for Triple T, even with all this aggression. They do, however, have the military momentum. The ranges now for Shibito Brain just all in feudal age here with the Aztecs, nowhere near the food economy to go to the next stage. Seeding some farms though, pretty heavy on the gold. Almost looks like Shibito Brain wants to add some eagles into the mix as well. Maybe not the most viable play in the feudal age. And the aggression has, even if it's paid off in terms of eco kills, it's not turned the game completely into Triple T's hands either. Looks like Sunset Fire's landing has come to an end. Scuba Steve has defended the push nicely, and now Sunset Fire is joining together with Nixijin to try and push back the Dravidians player on the water here. Some Fire Galley is doing some work for Scuba Steve here as well, so the naval efforts of Sunset Fire are being compromised, but some more docks going up in the middle here as well, so looks to be like the Berbers wants to keep pushing here. Now, Siege Workshop from Dwy here, just 1 Mangonel, not over investing here, has the repair villager handy as well, but they obviously want to clean up Shibito Brain's aggression here, still in the feudal age, with a highly aggressive push, but also not to be considered successful anymore, I guess. I like that Brevan has kept the transport ship alive, just should he be in need of escape or relocation somewhere, then he has the option. They could, of course, use it for scouting as well, but there's too much going on land here to focus on scouting the naval area. We need to clean up the push here now, it's to try and hunt down Shibito Brain's landing villagers. It looks like there's only one left, actually, and yeah, forever feudal age here for the red player, of course. Triple T with more military still, and Sunset Fire with the Berber's ship back in action here. Now they want to deal with Scuba Steve, who now has made some crossbows and going for the landing here to catch Sunset Fire off guard maybe. Sunset Fire, however, is in the gas stage and could easily pump out a couple of cheap knights to deal with this kind of pressure. Even without upgrades, such a small group of crossbows could be cleaned up by some cheap Berber's knights. Oh, there's a demolition ship here from Dwy. Could get a nice hit in on the war galleys here, actually. And of course, queuing galleys from whatever docks are left as well. It looks like Dwy actually is left with only 1 dock here and needs to rebuild them. Numbers wise, oh, he's lacking Bodkin Arrow. Dwy doesn't have Bodkin Arrow. That could really backfire here or hurt against Nixijin's numbers here, who has the numbers and the upgrades. crossbows seem to catch Sunset Fire off guard as well, so Scuba Steve is in it to bring his teammates back into the game here. They're still behind in economy, but military-wise, Medieval Legends, they are matching Triple T over here. Still some armies alive here for Shibit Brain, is also finally going to the next age. Adding some eagles as well, so we're going to see some Castle Age eagles here when the Aztecs make it over there. We'll probably extend the economy at home base as well, but Vereban has made a landing now. And considering that all of Shibito Brain's armies are forward, this is going to be disastrous for the red player. Going to take huge losses here now. 6 villagers lost, 6 eco units, 7, 8, 9, 10. Do we even have ballistics? It almost looks like it, but they're just close range. I think that's huge damage done by Vereban there. Just like that, evening out the eco situation to be almost identical here now between Medieval Legends and Triple T. Looks like Sunset Fire is on his own. No, sorry. Looks like Nixishin is on his own for the naval efforts here on Northern Isles as Sunset Fire scrambles up a TC to protect the gold. I'm curious about the placement here, though. Why over there when you have gold over here? So maybe because there's already a mining camp here. Forward siege, or defensive, I should say, siege workshop by being focused down by the ships now, but at least the Mangonel is getting some last few shots in here. Interesting matchup here with the crossbows. There's still no military defensive buildings here for Shibito Brain, or I mean no military defensive units. The Mangonel is in the queue here. And will be popping out to deal with this crossbow, but look at the damage done by Brevan there. 21 eco units killed. Did lose roughly as many as well. The Eagles are in on Brevan's home island. They could roam about and be annoying, but there are some defensive units at work here. Some knights added as well. One defense upgrade in. I think Brevan should be able to clean up at home base, and if he keeps the crossbows from being hit by Magnados, yeah, lots of multitasking going on here, no wonder. But those crossbows certainly did the damage. Lots of eco kills. Dwy at home bases seem to be not doing much eco damage from the pocket position. However, Medieval Legends, they are catching up. You can see Wheelbarrow is in as well, so effectively the villager count is very close to even at this point. Yeah, still need to clean up the standing. Looks like Triple T are going for the middle now. It's a good castle if it goes up. Just reach the shoreline to some extent as well. So that golden stone, that's going to come in very handy for the later game. Big galley fights in the middle here between the two pockets here. Still looks to be like Nixishin has the numbers advantage though, but he's up against Dravidians, they are. And they will say you don't necessarily joke around about. Sunset Fire has got into some monk defense and Mangonels of his own to try and deal with Scuba Steve's pressure. His score is pretty even as well. And somehow Shibito Brain is still keeping that, well, he did send a new villager over actually. But it's, yeah, it's keeping the landing aggression going here. Brevan and Shibito Brain both have lost lots of eco units, so but overall economy for Shibito Brain still behind because of the 2 TCs of the Japanese to the 1 of the red player. Nixishin going Imperial Age, going to unlock some very crucial technologies and ship upgrades. So that means that Nick's decision could dominate the naval situation for his team with that advantage. Nothing. No player of Medieval Legends going to imp or even close to going to imp here. Maybe the Byzantines of Scuba Steve actually with the Imperial Age discount, but he might not have the economy to justify that just yet. Alright, some monks are out here. And yeah.